Hello, welcome to the show. It's October 16th. Good morning. Mwashukeni, mwavuka, mwakabwanji. How do you say it in Kaonde Roger?
Mwavuka vyepi.
Huh?
Mwavuka vyepi.
Mwavuka vyepi. That's very easy.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody for joining us wherever you are. You have tuned in. Hello Europe. Good afternoon. Trust everything is okay out there. I know your weather is about to become like Rogers in Canada, where you'll be having winter snow and all those kind of things. Good evening, Australia. We know you're almost about to go to bed, but thanks for joining us and our great audience in Zambia. You just make us look good. We do appreciate you. How is the great nation of Canada? I saw some people celebrating on Facebook. I think your team won, your soccer team won. Was that a World Cup qualifying match?
Oh, Bushe.
Are you like me?
Since Trump lost Germany, I rarely watch TV.
There we go. That makes the two of us.
And I see our guest is here now.
Okay. I saw our friend Takajila. They were celebrating Musava and everybody. And they were having a wonderful time there, enjoying the victory for Canada's win. Over yes. Okay, everybody, welcome to the show. Like my good friend Roger always says, tag a friend. Let everybody know that we are live and we are on and excellent. Okay, today I read an article online that's what prompted me to look for our guest, Mr. Makumbi, who is the president of the Association of the Cleaning Association of Zambia. This article is disturbing. It's talking about cleaning companies remitting $5 million out of. I said, no. We need to get to the bottom of this thing and try to understand what's going on. Our guest today is Mr. Lawrence Makumbi. He's the president of the Cleaning Association of Zambia. He's also a business owner. He runs a company called Investrek Group of Companies. Mr. Makumbi, good afternoon. You need to unmute yourself. You are on mute, sir.
Okay.
Excellent.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, and thank you for hosting me on your program.
Excellent. You're welcome. How is it Lusaka today?
It's very hot. It's very, very hot. Very hot. Extremely.
I've been hearing people talking about that it's hot that side, and I said to myself, "Oh my goodness, here we go again."
It's only good for COVID.
Oh, really? Okay, we shall get into that. Mr. Makumbi, thank you for joining us. Let me begin by just asking, I mean, there are a lot of things that I want to ask you. We could actually even do a show about your personal life story, but we shall leave that for another day. Who is Lawrence Makumbi? Where does your journey begin, my brother?
Okay. I'm a simple Zambian, born to Felix and Elizabeth Makumbi in the late 70s. I grew up in Lusaka. After the death of my parents, my father, who was a businessman, I went to live with my mother on the Copper Belt, finished my school there, then went on to start a small business. For 2 years, I was doing something just straight out of school. Then after that, I went into college, did my electrical certificate, and came back into business 2 years later. Okay. So from there up to now, it's been business. I am a married man. I have 4 kids. One of my firstborn. I'm together with her in the same class at Zikas.
Okay.
Yeah.
We shall be asking, we shall be comparing the results for dad and the daughter.
Sure. So I'm based in Lusaka, and I have interest on the Copper Belt in the Northwestern Province. So yeah, that's in a nutshell. But I live here in Lusaka.
When I looked at your profile, I noticed something, Mr. Makumbi. You have both theological and general academic credentials. What's the reason for that? How do you balance the two?
Okay. In my journey of life, there was a time that things went crazy. So I turned to God, and then I said, now that I'm following God's path.
Yes.
I want to study so that I'm not a pastor, but I just said I'm going to study the Bible, the Word of God, and make sure that whoever stands in front of me is teaching me the right stuff. So I did a certificate in theology, I did a diploma, and I did a degree in theology.
Okay.
So that's on one side.
That's
just for making sure that I learn. Sure. Okay. I'm just an ordinary church member in church, but I just made sure that I went through the whole journey of studying the Bible and just knowing. Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Excellent.
That's that.
You tell of a situation in your life when you lost everything. What happened and how did you rebound?
Okay. Out of college, I went back because just after I completed school, in fact, the journey starts a week after I completed school. My mother died.
Oh, sorry
So
to hear that.
I went into this survival mode. I started a business. I started a small car wash in Kitwe, which was sustaining me for a while. And I should say I employed my first worker when I was 18 years.
Wow.
My worker at the car wash, yeah. He was a bit of an elderly man. I think at that time he was about 27. So that's where my journey of employing people started. Yeah, so that car wash took me about 2 years to push, and then that's when I realized I still needed to go back to school. So after I did my electrical course, craft course at Luasha Trades, I came into Lusaka to continue and pursue my business there. Then from there, I didn't find much here. I went to Livingstone. I proceeded into Livingstone, where I had seen the opportunities in the cleaning sector because there wasn't much competition there. There was a lot of competition in Lusaka. Yeah, so whilst in Livingstone, as a young man, very young boy, my business grew. Within 2 years, my business grew very well.
The cleaning business?
Yes, my cleaning business. It grew extremely well that I started going all over. I was traveling. I was doing a lot, and yeah, because I was young, I think I made a lot of mistakes. I was successful very young. I think by 20, that must have been, I think I was 22 years. I had about 30 to 40 workers. So the success got to my head, and then things came crumbling down. After, yeah, I think I blame myself. I blame not having people to look up to, and yeah, I was young. I made a lot of mistakes. It was a learning time, and I had a lot of friends at the time. And I realized that when you have no money, friends are not there. So everything crashed.
Money attracts. So how did you rebound?
So that was the time. It took another 2 years of serious challenges. I went very broke to the extent that I couldn't even rent a house. I did a lot of, I'm an entrepreneur, so I thought, since I don't have anything, I need to look around. I went and depended now on the electrical craft certificate that I had.
Yes.
And I traveled to the mining town, or the mining village then, of Lumwana, to go and see whether I can either get a job, or initially I traveled there to go and look for business. Then because after staying there for like 3-4 months, things were not happening. So I thought, I can't go back to Lusaka like this, and because I don't have anything. I had to look for a job. And I started work as a driver.
Yeah, to Lumwana.
I was driving a bus, ferrying miners from their homes to the plant. So I survived a bit, but when you're an entrepreneur, I think it's difficult to be contained as a worker, and especially as an
employee,
as a driver. But before I even got to being a driver, I worked as a general worker for a month. Yes, at Lumwana. I worked as a general worker, and then from there they saw that I had a driver's license and a certificate, and then I got to be a driver, but I couldn't. I think I couldn't work for too long. So my working career in my whole life has just been 5 months.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's as a general worker and as a driver. I think even less than that. I think 4 months. The 5th month I was out. Yeah, so that's.
So you left, and
from there I still had to look for other things to do. I became a fishmonger. I went to Wapula province. I stayed. Yeah, I went to as a fishmonger. Now I had like 400 kwacha that I wanted to use, because I saw another opportunity in the fish business. So I went that side and started buying and selling fish, just to see if I could rebound and get some money to get back to where I was. But all those ventures did not go as planned until after 2 years of going around circles, I came back to Lusaka to come and restart my cleaning business. I went around the country trying to look for something that I could get back on, because it was a bit shameful to be in Lusaka when this is a place where you used to come when you had money, and then now you are there and you have nothing. You've got no car, you've got no money, you've got literally nothing. So coming back to Lusaka after 2 years was like, let me just go back and start afresh, start from zero. And that's where I started. I came back and started from zero. Nothing, no office, nothing, literally. And as a grown-up guy, you go and stay with a sister being kept in a small room where children are sleeping. You know how embarrassing that was, but at the time I had to do it because I wanted to get back into Lusaka, and I felt that.
Okay. I'm sure the connectivity there is a little challenge. Mr. Lawrence Makumbi, everybody, is the president for the Cleaning Association. Interesting story, Roger. I wanted him to begin from there before we jump into what they are really doing.
Yeah, well, it is an interesting story, and it reminds me of how when we look at successful people, the only part we see is the success.
Yeah,
we don't see the behind the story, how the real story, some of that success, where that success came from.
And the pain and the trouble.
The pain, exactly. That's a real story.
Yes. Like they say, the hustling,
yes.
You know, he says, you know, his life or career, the maximum he has worked is 4 or 5 months. Can you believe
4 or 5 months? Because he says he's an entrepreneur. You know, being an entrepreneur, it is ideas are always coming. They are always floating in your head. So you are like, you know, one, I can work for myself. Two, I can do better than this.
And basically, that's my next question when he comes back. Now we're going to jump into this cleaning service. You see, he did it before, fell apart, goes back to whatever happened. Then he goes back to the cleaning service. There's something about this cleaning service, and that is what we are going to try to focus on. And everybody, thank you wherever you're watching us from. Tell us where you're watching us from so that we can give you a shout out. Good morning to our sister Clotilda, faithful, dedicated, has been there from the beginning. NASA is here. Yes.
She went missing on me. I don't know where she went. Anyway, she explained where she.
Hello, Anachanda. Good to see you as always. She's working very hard to make my niece an Olympian very soon. Chanda will be going to the Olympics. And Uncle Nathan, and Uncle Nathan will be the team manager right there to Kayakuma Olympics.
I like that. I like visions like that. You know.
Tuila patikishaba nokuba Antonga. Hello, Alan. Florida in the house. Tuila patikishaba nokuba ba lawyer na ba doctor ngatabale foko. Fiali pite fio.
Ni fue watu alekula fita tio. I want to be a pilot, a lawyer.
Buli mi bwakalyo Chandare akuma Olympics. Uncle Nathan is the team manager. We are going to the Olympics. Thank you everybody for joining us. We are very faithful people who follow in Chipata, Kusolwezi, and everywhere there. Kasuluva. Thank you, my friend, for pushing and promoting. He has declared that he is ZBTR ambassador chairman. That's what he told me.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, we are waiting for this man with an entrepreneurship spirit to come back here, and that's how you do it. Okay, thank you. Welcome, Mr. Makumbi. Welcome.
Okay. I think there was some interruption with this internet, I think.
I thought when Bali becomes president, we wouldn't be having these problems.
Well, not in 6 weeks.
It's too early.
Yes, okay, yeah, I know. That's our discussion in the next segment about Bali's governance style. Mr. Makumbi, so what is it about this cleaning business? I mean, it seems you did it, it fell apart, you still went back to it. What is it about you and the cleaning service, and you keep going back to it?
Okay. Some things in the past.
Yeah.
I said my father was a businessman.
Yes.
My father was the first person, Zambian, to form a cleaning company. He formed his company in 1981, then incorporated it as a limited company in 1983. So we've grown up in cleaning. You'd be at the house. My father used to bring the famous red carpet for Kaunda at home. It was being cleaned at home.
Wow.
Yeah. So we grew up seeing these carpets being cleaned. All this when we go to his office, would go on these errands. You know, business people. Even in the past, you drive you to this place where they are cleaning, where things are being done, and all that. So we grew up in a cleaning home. So I've grown up as a cleaner.
Okay.
Hence, when he died in 1992, I think I'll bore you a bit, but because of that time, there were no these succession laws and what. There was a bit of property grabbing here and there. All these laws that protect children and the wives were not there. So things were taken here and there, but they're behind us. It's we've forgiven whoever did what they did, and we've moved on.
That's right.
that's why I have this tie with the cleaning sector. My father's company was FM Cleaning Services, 1983 Limited. So
I remember that. I remember that. Yes.
okay.
Okay.
So
Felix Makumbi Cleaning Services, right?
correct.
I remember. I'm sure Clotilde, everybody, Alan, you, Chanda, you all remember that. FM Cleaning Services. What
Yeah.
prompted the formation of the Cleaning Association? What are its objectives?
Okay. One, when I came back into cleaning, there was still very few players. That's around when I rebound. That's around 2006, 2007. In this business, we were all behaving like typical Zambians, where you can't see each other face to face. I started because a lot of the people that were starting the cleaning businesses in Zambia were coming off FM cleaning. Not many people knew how to do this business. So some of the people that were there, like the Rumpis, the Chabmos, Andrew Kate, all people that we knew in the business. But because we were rivals, we were not behaving in the right way, we were not working together. I started interacting with some of our colleagues, and one of them was Messi Kalia, who used to be a sales rep at FM Cleaning. So we started getting together, talking about the imbalances that were there in the sector. We had a number of companies like these chain stores.
Yes.
The big chain stores, they were not giving business to Zambians, and they were opting to give business to their own colleagues. Most of the banks were giving the businesses to their colleagues from their countries of origin. When we went to the mines, it was the same thing, and most of these contracts then were not even advertised, and because we were not talking as one voice, no one could listen to us, because this one is coming from FM, this one is coming from Rumpi, that one is coming from Chavmo, this one is Andruket, this one is what. So when we go there, we were unable to talk well as a unit. So as after a few years, in fact, after a number of years of talking to each other, others, because I will still say they were typical Zambians, because they were doing so well, they did not feel any importance to work as a team. So it took over 5 years of knocking on these doors, talking to people, until we had our famous July meeting in 2012. No, 2011. 2011, we had a meeting at Pamozi where myself and a number of our colleagues, who were 33 companies represented at that meeting. And we said, let's work together. We can be at different levels. Others are just barely one-man show. Others are having a good number of employees and making good money. Let's work together and unite. So it took another 8 months to come up with an executive, and we had 10 founder members that registered the Cleaning Association of Zambia. Our main objective was to make sure that we create a balance. We make sure that Zambians are given better opportunities in the cleaning sector. They're given a fair share of the business. At the time, over 98% in terms of value business was in foreign hands. So we were playing around with poultry 2% of the market value in terms of market share as Zambians. So we were in a very bad state, and we said this cannot continue. So that's the main objective was to make sure that yes. Yeah.
So how many cleaning
we couldn't
companies?
Penetrate at the time. We were nowhere in the mines. We were nowhere in the chain stores. We were nowhere in the shopping malls. We were just doing small jobs, like just cleaning houses and a few institutions. nothing to celebrate, and no one was giving us a chance. At the time, we were 33 when we started, but when we started growing, we started increasing our membership, and currently we are standing at over 170 members.
Wow!
Countrywide,
Congratulations.
all the provinces we have.
I mean, that's a great achievement, Mr. Makumbi.
So we are growing each and every day. I know that just in last.
Okay, connectivity. It will work out. It will work out. Wow, from 33 to 170 members, they were barely doing small businesses, Roger, just doing little things, cleaning houses and stuff like that. And wow, from 33 to 170.
That's quite a bit. You
Yeah.
know, they've grown, and then they can have a force. I mean, I like the story where you go, yeah, go Africa katuishinga nishimu. You know.
That's why we need to be pushing these things. You see,
to the minds, you don't want to be together. This is what we have talked about on this platform.
Yeah.
Here is Zambia naka economy kabo, they want to deal with China alone. Malawi naka economy kabo, they want to deal with China alone.
Yeah,
you know,
I know.
Instead of pulling together and working together,
yeah, it's true.
We hold ourselves backwards. Yeah,
it's true. Mr. Makumbi, 33 to 170, that's tremendous growth and a lot of progress, so to speak. Can you hear me?
Sure. As we've grown. We've managed to grow, and because people hear about us, we do a lot of things. We do a lot of trainings. We do a lot of lobbying. Yes, I can. Can you hear me also?
Yes, I can. This business.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. You can hear me?
Yes. So the growth has been due to a number of factors. We've been working very hard. The first few years, it's been were sacrifice on the leaders. I was Secretary General then, and we had to do a lot of work.
Yeah, I can believe that. My next question, Makumbi.
Yes, I can now.
Yeah, my next question is.
I can. I'm hearing you.
Yeah, this business requires specialized equipment and workers.
You can speak. I'm listening.
Yeah, I'm saying this business requires specialized equipment and workers specific protective clothing. What's your source for these items, considering Zambia's...
I'm able to hear you. You can go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what is going on here. Mr. Are you there, Mr. Makumbi?
Yeah, he's on where his phone starts to loop. It's just hearing the same thing. So his phone has locked up at some point. Just yeah.
Okay. Are you, Mr. Makumbi? Can you hear me? Are you able to hear me, Mr. Makumbi? Okay.
Hello, Mr. Makumbi, you can hear us? Yeah.
Okay, so his phone has frozen, or like you are saying, it's
yeah, it's looping. So he needs to shut it down and start it all over again. He needs to shut it down. So I don't know where Mrs. Is.
Your voice is breaking. I don't know whether I'm clear to you.
Okay, now we can hear you. Yeah, the internet pa Zambia. Mpose kwa mano mubike mwendera mu internet wa Makumbi.
Mr. Makumbi, you need to invest in internet. That entrepreneurship mind of yours can do this. I think it's frozen. He is going to solve this internet problem by investing in it.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's the only way. I mean, we can't just be talking about things. We need to step up and do what needs to be done. Growth, a lot of breakthroughs in those multinational companies, the mines, the what do you call it, the supermarket chains, like he mentioned.
Right. Did he say they've now started getting?
I think so. From what he's saying, it looks like I think they've made a breakthrough in that area.
Yeah.
But there's still some 2 or 3 core questions that I have for him here to speak to try and understand what has been going on. You cannot have a situation where these cleaning foreign companies can externalize $5 million, Roger, in the cleaning industry. 5 million is a lot of money in our economy. So we
this is where we you know, like you said, our talk for the Zambians is directed at PF. PF has done this. PF has done this. PF is gone. Forget about PF. No matter what they'll do, PF, they are gone.
Yeah.
I was having, as always, these arguments here, and Nathan. 70% of our economy doesn't come from politics. It comes from the mines.
There you go.
And yet, when you see our discussions, 90% of our discussions are talking about what? Politics.
Politics. Yeah.
And what does politics do? Politics it contributes zero to our living. Zero.
Yeah.
And who is getting our money? The mines, all these cleaning businesses we are talking about, they are taking their money. Who is there looking at in the Ramashayoku is sent to pose kwa man? Nobody. Please, people, let's elevate our discussion. But PF
yeah. When we say PF has done this, PF is not some.
But PF discussions, if you see Nathan, you think in your Shan, Congo, they came from Eastern Congo, those who got Kabila in power.
Some of them came from Rwanda and Burundi.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
If we can have a PF discussions, either by Facebook or Zambia. You know, 70% of our economy is not controlled by PF or politics. 70% is controlled by the mines.
Yeah.
Who is getting our money from the mines?
That's true.
It is the people from Switzerland, the people cleaning services from South Africa.
Yeah.
Let's sit down, go on Google, find out who's getting the money, find out what is the share of the Zambians in the mines. Let's start making noise. We need more share is in the mine. We need at least minimum 50%.
We need to have control. We need to have a say.
Yes.
We need to have a hand. We need to not to, like last week you played the clip about I think she's Danish or Swedish woman who was talking about
yes,
how
yes,
that
yes.
the mineral
Yes.
resources do not benefit the nationals of where they are mined. The only benefit we get is having a job in the mine. No, it has to be
That's
more
it.
than that.
And that is like, Shani, that is the 10% we get from the mines. If you think about Pirako, one ama taxes, but Dribra. My background there is showing in Impala. Impala is a hotel in Kalumbira. It is owned by the Swiss, the commodity traders. So, up the Ponce, to Dribra, to Mendalama, to Switzerland. And guess what our discussions are? Our discussions are on PF Leronach TV. PF Leronach.
Woman Lusambo lives in people's heads. Like they say, don't let somebody or something live in your head without paying rent.
Without paying rent, free of rent.
Yeah,
they're in your head. So these are some of the things. Brother Alan, where you or whoever wants to come in, let us know. We'll give you a link. You join the discussion. Probably.
Sarah posted a very interesting comment there. I don't know if she's able to join us and just.
But she's using bad language. What is she saying here? If she has she changed it? Yeah. What is wrong with you?
She's just expressing it in Bembana.
You're in national radio, Mrs.
Sorry about that. That's very funny, right?
That is very, very funny. So these are some of
you know, to some extent, you know how we behave. Quite Trump. My elections, repeat.
My elections.
Stop
the
Trump. It was rigged. Ama strides imwe mulenda fe pama
elections ngabalefwa in my view vakamubweshe futhi vakatitaka what is Mr. Derek saying here? Okay,
yeah.
those
let's talk. Makumbi, I think vakwata Kapwepo said did Shani tuva velele koluse.
Tuvavelele oluse kiki. Tuvavelele oluse. That is the way. I mean, when you look at some of the discussions we are going to have in the next, we are looking at his press conference. Had, he says, they are not used to some of the leadership style. Some of us, they are wangu. If you do, panono. Two, and this is very interesting. What I found very interesting was, who should I appoint as wherever those appointments appoint, because every person we are looking at, he has a spot. He has a black spot.
Oh, so they are trying to put people.
To already show you he has a black spot. And it tells you, Nathan, sorry to use this expression, how rotten our, I don't want to say our country, because no one will vote for me if I say our country.
Not only that, there's no perfect country. That's what we are trying to say here, but there's no perfect.
There's no.
Which is also, you know what, to some extent, Roger, let me take that back, which is also not a very good, that is licensing excuses.
Exactly.
Expression, there's no perfect country. You're trying to give excuses.
No perfect country. In the meantime, turi kufyala okwo bati nga babuuka abantu at least malaria. They don't have to worry about and then you have a country like let's look at Israel, for instance. Israel is in the desert. Israel is in the desert. Abantu tababuuka fye tabakwete fyakulya awe but if for bakwata na mesh umushiri usuma, it is a whole different story.
I know.
It is a whole different story. What is Abalan argument is making? This is where the government is supposed to come in, and even in a free enterprise system, government come in to protect its people, certain industries like cleaning industry. True. I'll say 50-50. One of the arguments these minds make is if we work culture for Zambia, yali bako yaba tricky. Lelo vachita show up lelo, Milo they won't show up. Lelo they'll show up, Milo they won't show up.
Chairman, WhatsApp work?
WhatsApp.
He's asking if you can call in using WhatsApp.
Yes. But you know what you mean.
He has to call your number, right?
Yes. So we have to make that adjustment. Yeah. So we'll make that adjustment.
Okay. Let me send him your number. We need to finish this discussion and.
But whether he's going to hear you, that is the problem. Remember, we usually have.
Yeah, as long as he answers the
pertinent questions.
The pertinent question, yeah. The pertinent questions.
Yeah. He's trying to come back here. Let's see. Yeah.
Can you hear us, Lawrence?
Clearly, I can.
Okay, good job. Oh my goodness. Lawrence. You have an entrepreneur mind. You have a brilliant mind. Can you take over this internet business, please?
I think that's the right way to go because I'm using Liquid, which is supposed to be the best around here.
I understand. So I understand that Liquid is supposed to be the best. Okay, sure. Let's go to the pertinent issues here before we get problems now. Yeah. The cleaning industry requires specialized equipment and protective clothing, certain things by the employees, and for you to do certain things. What is your source of those things?
Okay, for time immemorial, we've been getting this equipment from South Africa. It's only now that a number of our members have developed and they have a bit of cash that they can go to China, the Far East, that side, and get equipment from source. Although some of that equipment is not so good, some have been able to get a few good deals, but most of that equipment is not too good. So most of the equipment we are using in Zambia, we are using floor polishers, pneumatic, and others. They are from Europe, and they've got dealerships in South Africa. They are like 3 of our member companies that have gotten now those dealerships in Zambia, and they are able to supply this equipment here. They get it straight from source. Yes, right now we've got. I think I can say Nemkem is bringing, Chabmo is bringing, Rumpi is bringing, and I think Lunem is also bringing. So we've got 4 or 5 companies that are able to give us equipment within the country. Our source of all this is South Africa. We've developed a bit in the last few years. We are able to make our own chemicals from here because you, just for your own information, whenever we bring a 40-foot container of, say, dishwash or, say, a multi-purpose cleaner or a disinfectant, 90% of that is water. 90% of all chemicals we are using is water. So why not import the concentrates and make the chemicals here? So
there you go.
we have started making these chemicals here, and we are making good chemicals, because most of the companies that are under the CAZ umbrella are making their own chemicals, and there are a few of our members that are just specialized in making these chemicals. Some have even gone into the retail trade where they are doing small packages. However, most of them are in the big packages where they do 5 and 20 liters for the other cleaning companies to buy. So we have evolved over the past number of years, and that has been because we are pushing ourselves, and we've continued on the path of continuous education. We have been training most of our members on quality control, how to manage human resource, and how to write winning tender documents. That's why we have now narrowed the gap slightly. We've upped our market share to about 25 to 30% right now.
Okay.
That's where it's.
Yeah, that was the big question that arose when we lost you. A lot of people wanted to find out when you said 98 to 2%. So you have answered a very big question to say what is the share of the market now. So you can say 25% to 30%.
Yeah, slightly just above 25%, but still less than 30%. Yeah, we have lobbied. From the time that we formed the association, we got into a working relation with the government, the Minister of Commerce. Initially, we were in talks with Honorable Margaret Monakatwe, and then she helped us a lot. She understood the private sector, and we lobbied her a lot. Although these investors of ours with big briefcases and all that, they are able to outmaneuver us. They put a lid on our statutory instrument, which was supposed to come out around 2016. They capped it for almost 4 years because they didn't believe us Zambians are good enough for sweeping our own floors. So they put in a lot of spanners. We were unable to move. They even went to the extent of saying, if you force us to get Zambian cleaning contractors, we are going to move from Zambia. So we said, let them go.
Yeah,
if we
let
are
them
not,
go.
if they are coming into Zambia to sell their commodities in these chain stores, and they are coming to take over our copper and sell it and then make super profits from there, and then they want to tell us we can't sweep the bathrooms where the miners go and bath, we can't sweep the engineers or the Muzungu's houses and all that. We said, let them go. However, we had a good time with our minister, and there were a lot of stakeholder meetings where they talked about capacity and all those. We put it on the table that, how do you grow capacity of Zambians if you do not, first of all, give them an opportunity to grow? That was our major challenge, because what these institutions were doing, and what they do right now, is that they will say Zambian does not have the capacity to sweep. To sweep a mine or to supply X chemicals, but their fellow who comes from that same country comes here with a briefcase and goes and imports this stuff and brings it here. So if somebody, a foreigner, can import and bring, because he's also not making from the country where he is, he's just importing. Why can't a Zambian import and make some money off it? So that was our position, and we say thank you to the former government and to the former Minister of Commerce for hearing us out. And we worked hand in hand with the Citizen Economic Empowerment Commission, the director there. And I just heard that he has not renewed his contract. Mr. Mkumbuta, he had a very open door policy with us, and he made sure that the statutory instrument number 22 of 2019 came into fruition, and the president signed it in March
what is
2019.
contained in that statutory instrument?
There.
What is contained in that statutory instrument?
The statutory instrument, in a nutshell, it says cleaning is a preserve of Zambians. Okay, that is what it says. So cleaning right now, as we speak, is a preserve of Zambians here in our country. However, I will still tell you that we have a lot of challenges. The PACRA Act.
Yes.
The PACRA Act allows anyone to come into the country, form a company 100% foreign, as long as he has got a driver called Sakala who can stand with him and say he's a director. That company is going to be a Zambian-owned company. Okay. Then we have CEC Act of 2006. It does not define who a Zambian is. It just defines a citizen influenced, citizen. You know, all these people.
So
when they
those
were
are the loopholes,
sometimes
right?
we should look at these people who formed these laws and put them to task. There are serious loopholes. I tell you, from where you are now, send any nation or from anywhere, Scandinavian countries or anywhere, they come into Zambia, they go into PACRA, as long as they've got their 1,200 kwacha, they will walk away with a certificate of a company registered in Zambia. And the law states that as long as the company is registered in Zambia, it is a Zambian company. So that is where we have a problem.
Okay, yeah.
We have serious problems because there are serious lacuna in our laws, and the mother law that should be changed is the law at PACRA, where they should. We have been talking about this, but sometimes when people are seated in those offices, they don't listen. Look, we have put up an argument of this. Yeah, when we put up this argument, we say, look, in South Africa, there's a black economic empowerment there. They've stated clearly that they want blacks to succeed, and they've created a number of millionaires in South Africa ever since that law was passed. Okay, because no one who a white person, a South African, has to partner with them, with the blacks, so that there's that kind of development of people. Here, what we are asking in the cleaning sector is nothing different from there. We are saying, look, we are able to do this. We can't walk into South Africa, form a company the way these people walk into this place. Botswana, our neighbors, they have got laws that if you want to start a company, we have members in Zambia that have seen opportunities in Botswana. They can't go into Botswana and register a company until you partner with Botswana. So what is the problem with us here in Zambia? So we are saying, look, we will know and understand that we live in a global village. We are expecting other nationals to come into Zambia and come and assist us in whatever we are doing. And we are ready for them, as long as they can partner with us. Right now, we need equipment. Equipment is bought from Europe and China. If the Europeans can come here and partner with Mr. Makumbi, set up company X, which is going to be selling these products to all its members and in the country, I will benefit. I will use the money here. But we have those lacuna that are causing us this great imbalance. We are still having a poultry 25 to 30% of the market. It's supposed to be the other way around.
It's supposed to be the other way around. Yeah, it's supposed to be the other way around.
Look, from where I stand, I know you look at cleaning to be one of those small jobs. Cleaning is a multi-million-dollar business in Zambia.
It is.
We have developed hygiene is it's even in the Bible. Cleanliness next to godliness. It is there and it will always be there. The mines, this COVID has created many opportunities. You talked about the issue of where do we get our equipment. I've told you that if our manufacturing base was grown, work suits, in our cleaning, we don't need too much of complicated stuff, although some can be imported. But I'm saying, look, the major PPE that we need is just the work suit and the overalls and the boots. Okay, if Zambeef can make the boots for us. I know there are a number of companies here that have started making these work suits. If we can motivate them more, give good policies to them, incentives and all, they can make these work suits. We are right now importing work suits from a rundown economy in Zimbabwe. Most of the work suits we are using are from Zimbabwe. So we've only got ourselves to, you see.
That's interesting. Let me ask you this question on the as we wind up our discussion. We ran out of time. COVID-19 presented a global unexpected challenge. how did this affect your industry? What did it work for the, what's the word? Did it boost your industry in terms of demand, or you had to shut down? How did it go?
COVID has much to do with hygiene, and I'll tell you, it on one hand, I think the positives outweigh the negatives of our sector. Yeah, in Zambia, it created an opportunity for one, those people that are producing sanitizer, and those that are producing hand wash and all these other chemicals, disinfectants and all. Look, sanitizer was never made in Zambia. For me, I knew that when I just fly into some country, I will rarely even see that small bottle for sanitizer. But when COVID came, that market was open. And, because we are landlocked or land-linked, the borders of South Africa, just after a few months from March, when we got our first COVID things here, the borders were closed. So we had to make sure that we adjust ourselves and start making those chemicals within the country. We were fortunate enough that we even talked to government. A few trucks were coming in for ethanol, and some of our raw materials, they were allowed in. We lobbied government to reduce the taxes on those things and just to zero rate them. They did not really zero rate them, but they reduced the taxes tremendously, such that hand sanitizer was now made in Zambia, and it was made at a lower cost. So that was a plus for us. But then we made most of our members made a lot of money from that. Yes, it was a bad time, but making sanitizer was flowing out of the taps like water, because people needed it. Hand wash was being bought even up to today. People who never ever used hand wash maybe for 40 years are now using hand wash each and every day. So that was a market that came through because of COVID. On the flip side, we had institutions such as banks and some parastate organizations, even some of the mines. They were like they reduced their manpower, or they were working in shifts. Some were working 2 weeks and the other 2 weeks. So that affected our sector negatively, in that we had to reduce on the workforce. However, I would still say the positives outweigh the negatives in COVID. We were also forced to start supplying PPE. Most of our cleaning companies started supplying masks, because most of these things, the procurement officers did not even know where to get them. But because we've been doing this for a long time, we fumigate, we disinfect, and we do all those. So we were the ones who knew where to get the masks and where to get most of these items that they needed. So yeah, a lot of our members have made money out of COVID in a nutshell.
Excellent. Okay. Although, well, I needed to ask that question. There were a lot of things that we haven't been able to cover, Mr. Makumbi, but thank you for taking the time.
Can I take a minute? Just a minute.
Yes.
Look,
please.
Of late, we have had challenges. Most of the mines have continued to use foreign cleaning companies. Look, the business at the mines, which is the most lucrative in this country, is basically washing of the overalls and the boots for these miners. Two is the washrooms where these people go to bath after they have a hard day in the mines. They go and bath. There are those washrooms. Then three, there's their houses, where we have these expatriates having these houses, and or where they need cleaners and gardeners. Okay, then 4 is the workplaces, these offices and or where these miners are working, the office people. Those are places where we need cleaning. However, these people have not been giving this business to Zambians. That's why we find that, like I'll tell you now, all this business is in foreign hands. Most of them, as I explained, are foreign owned 100%, because they are registered at PACRA. Even if there's not even 1% of the Zambian there, they have given themselves business. They give themselves business not because Zambians are unable to do this business, but because they come from the same countries. I'll give you a typical example. A typical example is what has happened at Barrick Lumwana right now. I'll tell you, this is an open secret. They have not had a Zambian doing the cleaning there, when the project there is in millions of dollars. Okay, that business is about 42 million kwacha per month. That includes the catering and the cleaning. A big chunk of it is the cleaning, because there are like 700 cleaners. Now, this is what has happened in the past 1 month. Listen, the story is this. Barrick Lumwana has been using a cleaning company called ATS, All Terrain Services. It has been there for the past 15 years, okay? 15 or so years. That company has been cleaning and doing that business there. We lobbied them and we reported this matter to Competition Commission, okay? And as 2017, they told the Competition Commission that they are going to advertise this job. But now, just 1 month ago, ATS has been given a notice of termination. The termination is as at October 30 this month, just in the next 15 days. Now, they did not advertise this project, okay, in the print or any other media. It was not advertised. But the catch is this. Listen, the company that has been given this contract was registered on 9th of September 2021. It is a company that has not been in existence for a month plus here in Zambia. In short, it was given the contract 5 days after its formation. How do you give a company? Yes, 5 days after its formation, and you give it a 42 million kwacha project.
Wow.
And then when we go there asking, listen, where did you advertise this? If this is not corruption, then what it is? What is this? If this is not nepotism, wako supporting one from their own countries of origin, then what is this? Because this company has got no trace anywhere of doing business in Zambia, and it was given a contract 5 days after its formation. The PACRA records show, and I can share them with you. The PACRA records show that it was formed on 9th of September 2021. Then
somebody was
shareholding in that business.
Mr. Makumbi, our time has run out. What we shall do is we shall pursue, that's okay. We shall pursue this issue. And remember, as we wind up here, the reason I brought you here is because I read an article online which said foreign cleaning companies remitted $5 million. That caught my attention. Thank you for taking the time. We shall be in touch, and we shall keep pushing these things and ensure that we get action.
You in the diaspora, please come here, bring equipment. We need those cleaning machines, the automated ones. We need chemicals. Come and set up a business here that will do that kind of business. We do not need expatriate expertise to do cleaning. We just need partners like you who are going to come. There's a very big market in this country where we need equipment. You people are out there. Bring the equipment and come and do it for us.
That's for Vassel and Mr. Alan to take up that challenge. Thank you, everybody. Let's log back in for open forum. Thank you, Makumbi.
Zambia Blog Talk Radio.